have a whole bunch of new stuff in this clear acrylic container. My boyfriend got me two Anastasia palettes. He got me the Riviera palette and the Norvina palette. I purchased the Makeup Revolution times Alexis Stone palette. And then I have some new lip products, some new like lip liners and lipsticks and lip gloss. So in this video, I'm just showing you guys what the Riviera palette looks like. I'm sure you guys all know what it looks like, but I will be using the Norvina palette in this look. So the first shade that I'm going to be using is called Base. It is just a cream nude, very pale shade, and I'm using that to set my eye primer. Then I'm going in with the second shade, which is called Eccentric, and I'm using that as a transition shade. So I'm just popping that in the crease, blending it out, making sure it looks nice and diffused. You want to make sure that your transition shade looks very blended and seamless. Then I'm going in with the third shade, which is called Incense, and I am also applying that in the crease and blending it into Eccentric. I wanted a little bit more of some warmth in my transition slash crease area. So then I'm taking the next shade, which is called Passion, and I'm placing that on the outer corner to create some dimension. You never want your look to look too flat. So then I'm going to cut the crease, and to cut the crease, I'm using my ColourPop No Filter Concealer in the shade Medium 28, and any flat concealer brush works for this. As you can see, I'm just, cutting the crease, and then I'm going back in with the outer corner shade, which is called Passion, and I'm just tapping over where the concealer and that shade meet so it looks nice and flawless and not so harsh. And then for the lid shade, I'm taking the shade called Rose Gold, which is exactly what the name says it is. It's a really, really pretty metallic rose gold, and it is really, really pretty. And I would have loved to look like this if I wasn't obsessed with ombre looks or three-tone looks. So after applying this shade, I go in with another shimmer shade, which is called Dreamer, which is more of a light pearly type of gold, and I just place that on the inner corner. So now that I'm done with that, I'm going in with eyeliner. I'm using my Essence Super Last Matte Black eyeliner to create a nice wing. I would say little, but my wings never ever are little, even though I intend for them to be. They just take a life on of their own. Then I'm going in with my mascara. So I'm using the Milani Highly Rated Mascara. You can find this at Target. Super affordable. And then I'm going to apply my false lashes. So I'm taking the E.l.f. Studio Premium Lashes in the style Lydia, using the E.l.f. Studio Super Adhesive Lash Glue in black. And then I'm moving on to moisturizer. So I'm using the Makeup Revolution Hydration Boost Lightweight Hydrating Gel Cream to moisturize. This is one of my favorite moisturizers. It is so lightweight and feels really, really moisturizing. Then I'm moving on to primer. So for primer, we are using, again, Makeup Revolution, and we're using their Pore Blurring Primer. This does exactly what it says. It blurs out the pores and it feels really nice and smooth. So now we are moving on to foundation, and for foundation, I'm using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. This is the original formula, and I am in the shade Caramel. And to blend that out, I'm using the NYX Professional Blending Sponge. Then we're gonna use some concealer. I'm using the same concealer I used to cut the crease, which is the ColourPop No Filter Concealer in the shade Medium 28. I'm applying that to the usual places: under the eye, the chin, the bridge of the nose, the center of the forehead. Also, I made that face because this sponge is ridiculously stiff and hard. Surprisingly, it doesn't absorb as much foundation or any product as far as creams go, which I'm super surprised, but it is really hard and I don't like it. So next is setting powder. I'm using the loose setting powder from Too Faced. It's the Born This Way Ethereal Translucent Setting Powder, and at first I did enjoy using this, but then I started to wipe it away, and you're gonna see the face that I make when I'm wiping it away or when I'm done wiping it away. I cannot stand a translucent powder that leaves a white cast, and you're going to see how pale and ghostly anywhere I put that powder has left me looking. As you can see, look at my face. That's how I felt. So then I'm going in with my pressed powder for the rest of the face, and I'm taking the E.l.f. Sheer Tint Finishing Powder in the shade Medium Dark. I love this powder. I hit pan on it and I'm almost done with it, so yay me. So to get rid of the powder look, I'm using the Tarte Maracuja Miracle Mist setting spray, and I'm just gonna fan that away. I did have an electrical fan, but my son broke it, so I have a hand fan now. So for bronzer, I'm using the Wander Beauty Trip for Two bronzer and blush duo, and I'm using the bronzer, and the shade name is called Tulum. I'm also going to be using the blush in this duo as well. It is really pretty. It is more of a creamier formula, not so much too powdery, not too dry, so it does blend into the skin really nicely. So here you see me going back in with my powder brush, blending over anywhere I put blush. I do this just in case if I feel like I go overhand, the powder brush tones it down a bit. So next we're going into highlighter. I'm using my favorite highlighter of all time, which is the Physicians Formula Butter Highlighter in the shade Champagne. And I highlight, the usual places. High points on my cheekbone, the bridge of my nose, well, just the tip and the top of the bridge of my nose, and then my chin, my temples, and I try to get my brow bone. And then I'm going to go back in with my setting spray and set that down. So now I'm going to do my drop shadow slash lower lash shadow. I'm using the shade Passion first, and I'm just gonna place that as close as I can to my lower lash line, but making sure I diffuse it really nicely. And then I'm gonna mix the two shades, Eccentric and Incense, which were my transition shades. And I do this because I like to keep my look cohesive from the top and the bottom as far as eyeshadow goes. So for my waterline liner, I'm using the LA Girl Neon Shockwave liner in the shade Blackout, super creamy and pigmented. And then for inner corner highlight, I'm using the shade Dreamer from the Norvina palette, and it is really popping in the inner corner highlighter, or in the inner corner. So yeah, now all that stuff is lips. So for lips, I'm using the lip liner from NYX. This is their Suede Matte Lip Liner in the shade Cold Brew. And then for lipstick, I'm using the NYX Suede Matte Lipstick in the shade Downtown Beauty, which is a really pretty brown. So perfect for the fall. And then I'm going to top that off with a lip gloss, and I'm going to be using the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Madeline, and it just made this look something else. I do think the lips was a little too much for the eye look, but nevertheless, I would still wear this out And then after that, I'm pretty much done. I'm just sitting everything down one more time with the Tarte Maracuja Miracle Mist. And this is the completed look. So let me know what you guys think of it, if you like it or not, if it's too much, if I should have toned something down or turned something up. And on that note, that brings this video to an end. So drop a thumbs up if you liked it. Comment down below what you guys think. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you go to join the Rose family. And I hope you guys are having an amazing day or night wherever you are. And I'll see you in the next video.